This footage is slowed down from a time-lapse video. This is the first routine that I've done since I've been ill before Christmas, and this felt fantastic. So here I've started with downward dog to plank. I am coming through my hips, and I am now working through thoracic twists. In the press up position, you can come on your knees if you need to, and then I come back in to downward dog, and now moving into pigeon. Working the glutes, stretching, upward facing. I've been feeling rather tight in the lower back, so I'm targeting my hip flexors. Slight side to side movement here in the downward dog position. And now I'm going for shoulder hops. So as I push off the ground, I come up. If shoulder hops are too much for you, then just work on your downward dog, applying more pressure, shoulders over your hands. I've adjusted my position here so you can see I'm coming through those shoulder blades, really retracting into my downward dog and back into my pigeon. So the movement that I'm doing here is exactly as I did before, but just from a different angle, just to give you a different perspective. It's about repetition, confidence building, and muscular engagement. So the original time lapse was about 1 minute 41 seconds. This you can see is just over 8 minutes. Here I've got my hip adjustments. So I'm coming from side to side, stretching out laterally through the hips, and then once again into downward dog. Working through those shoulders and now working through those hips in upward facing. Trying to keep my shoulders relaxed, breathing deeply into the stomach. And here, three-legged. The nice thing about this video is if you like the three-legged and you feel that it's benefiting you, then pause and do it for another 2 or 3 reps. Play again. Here, pigeon. I'm offsetting the ankle now so you can see as I come through. Take your time and breathe. Again, I'm repeating. As you become familiar with what I'm asking and what I'm doing here, you can pause, do it for longer. Really focus on what you feel around the glutes, around the knee. If you are struggling around your knees, then I will ask you not to come down quite so low or use a cushion underneath your bum of the bent leg, because your knee is getting aggravated because you're trying to ask too much from your hip. Here, this is more nerve related. I'm flossing through sciatic nerve and I'm coming through that range. On the other side, so this is working the pudendal nerve, which comes down through the groin, and the sciatic nerve as I bring that leg forwards and back. Nice and relaxed. And again, if this works for you, then do more. Pause me, do more. Now to complement that, I'm coming up into table, working through my shoulders. This is a real good progression. Here, once again, I'm now stretching the ilium, so the top of my pelvis. Really good stretch if you are tight in those hips. Back into the tabletop. Back on through. Coming through from a time-lapse video and slowing it down progressively, I do appreciate that it might still be too quick. This will be a form of power yoga. But these upward facing and downward dog have done me the power of good today. So cat-cow here. I can see from this video that I'm quite stiff in the thoracic. One side more than the other. So a combination of the cat and cow and then the hand on my head and working through that thoracic range are going to benefit me greatly. So glad I did this today. And I'm really, really pleased that I'm able to share. So here I'm flossing once again through my ankles, calves. I'm really trying to get as much neurological feedback as I can. Here I'm working my shins, lifting up those toes. Leaning against the wall doing this is really good. These walkouts are wonderful for the core. If you specifically want to work on the core, then definitely brace the glutes, control the hips. Okay, once again, internal and external hips, flexion, flossing, just engaging. From the first time to this time, I'm able to hold myself up in the air just that little bit longer, and I engage more muscles through doing it. Hip work. So important to be able to move through these hips clockwise and anti-clockwise. Here I'm focusing on my breath and working out any tension that I might be holding in the back. And now I'm going to be looking at engaging the hip flexors. Four or five on each leg. If balance becomes an issue, then this is something you definitely can repeat and improve. And by doing so, I'm then asking for more progression in that forward bend. If you have enjoyed this, if this is something that you've been able to follow or something that you would like to follow, drop us a comment and I will create this in actual time. As I've said, I appreciate the speed, slightly slower than a time lapse, but it may still be a little too quick. Take care and have a lovely 2023.